let's see, want to move on to the slide or will it come up? Maybe I'll get it. All right, thank you. Thank you. Anyway, ARRO, as he said, is alternate rotary row crop option. We use that term and apply it to corn heads that we modify so we can, instead of pulling down and picking corn, we can cut the crop off. Sorghum, sunflowers, milo, millet, biomass materials too. Partners in the group include myself as product development and marketing manager for it. Randy Burns, a custom harvester from 25 years in making and things, a lot of background. And then Kyle Kopper, Chief Financial Officer. They run a lot of ground out there, about 20,000 acres around Cimarron, and do a lot of harvesting. Looking back on this project, 1978, John Deere introduced the row crop heads. Many people know about them, the 50A series, so you got the 1253A, 853A row crop heads. But it's really technology that's 40 years old, steel points, no slip clutches on them, low reliability. It was pretty good when it came out on an 8820 with 225 horse, but you start sticking those on front of an S670, 680 with 500 horsepower, you can turn those hex shafts into ornamental fence rail pretty quick. So anyway, what we looked at doing is upgrading those row crop heads by putting a disc cutter working against that stationary knife. Those heads come out with a 6-blade star cutter that creates a high torque load every time they chop through some of our foxtail or weeds or things like that. And we break those units quite often. So we looked, okay, what can we do to those row crop heads that had the wavy belts on them, upgraded? Can we do a disc on it? Tried to adapt that, but there were just too many other problems with those old heads when you didn't have slip clutches on them, don't have an enclosed gear case. So what we decided the solution would be remove the stock rolls off of corn head row unit and then install new dual disc cutters. Smooth discs working together that will be driven by the chain around as the chain goes by, turns the 9-inch disc, the other one on the other side, chain goes by and drives the 9-inch disc, so there's two steel discs rotating there together, providing a very effective cutting system, a very simple cutting system with double ball bearings, providing us very, very good reliability into it. 1 row unit times 12 row unit, or up to 16. Features of it includes corn heads, absolutely. Corn is king. You got the corn belt, you get high quality heads. Us poor folks up in the high plains, we have to live with leftovers of the old row crop. But anyway, they have enclosed oil bath chain drives on each end, an enclosed gear case, row unit slip clutch on each row unit when you pick up that odd press wheel or a fence post or no hunting signs. Nice rugged poly center shields, crop dividers that slip down underneath the crop, and then reliable header height control systems. And if you got the vintage corn head with the vintage combine you have, your multi-link hookup, lo and behold, your 4-way flashers add safety to it going down the road. Benefits, these headers really do a nice job of picking up down crop. Gathering chains pull in there. If you take less mog into the combine, since we're cutting 16 inches higher with our displaced cutters rearward, you have less load on the shoe and with less grain loss over the shoe. Basically reduce the shoe load quite a bit, maintain ground speed, reduce fuel usage, and improve your overall yield. Financial features, you can buy used corn heads. We go back, we have kits for about 12 models now, but you can buy it for $5,000 to $35,000 up to $50,000 or so, depending on what size make and how recent one you want. But it costs about 1/3 of a new header. Then you put our row unit kits on there for about $1,000 a row unit. Best buys are those old corn heads you guys have sitting around that have 3,000 hours on them, have stock rolls wore out, deck plates wore out, center shield or deck plates and stock rolls and trash knives wore out. Kits are available for the original equipment manufacturer. We started off doing deer heads in 2016, added into Case IH in 2017. Now this year I've added in, and the Case IH in New Holland quite a bit the same, and now I've added kits for the AGCO hugger heads and the cloths heads, which is similar to Compella. So we can pretty much match up corn heads for any farmer what they have out there. Then they can have a red head on the front of the red combine if they're running those sunflowers and sorghum and things. Those guys like that farmer. Anyway, a good marketing opportunity. We found out not only does it work in sorghum, some people call it milo, maize. Milo, we don't use that so much. It's a 4-letter word, and that's itchy and stuff. Some people like it when they don't have to work on their header anymore. Sunflowers up in the northern states, South Dakota, North Dakota, works there. Millet, industrial hemp, something we're looking at a lot on down the road. It may become a good market, may not. These dual disc cutters do a nice job of cutting it. And then corn stover for the cellulosic ethanol plants and some other work that we're doing related to it. Biomass, lots of biomass. That's a good way to cut the crop, put it to come out and into a round bale or square bale. Our intellectual property that we have includes our registered trademark of ARRO. U.S. patent was just granted to us after the 23 months it takes, so we have patent issued 13th of November. We have 3 additional patents going into place on the shaft drive system, Y-mod, yield monitor, object detection system, and then potentially looking at a cutter that would work. Anyway, we buy them from Crestbuster Speed Team for $420. We sell them to Shield Ag for $560. Shield Ag, the distributor in Hutchinson, sells them to the dealer, and then the customer buys them for $9.95, and then we can do a $300 per row unit labor installation cost. Dealers can do that. 2016, we did 10 heads, 12 rows, about $60,000 worth. 2017, 750. 287. This year, we just bumped over $850,000 on these kits, selling them. And we might hit a full million by the end of this year with it. But our next steps forward, nice to be here. Appreciate it. But we're building awareness forward. Farmers across Texas, Gulf, South Dakota, North Dakota, Wyoming, we haven't hit that yet. Custom harvesters are a good opportunity for us, too. And so anyway, one of our taglines, farmers say, man, this mile ahead, this arrowhead just makes mile harvesting fun again. Harvesting fun again. Out there in Kansas, you hate to have to work on a row crop head. You look at all the rattlesnakes around you and things too, so just that's the attitude. Anyway, that's the main presentation. I guess we have an opportunity for 2 or 3 questions or so, if anybody has any.
Yeah, we definitely do. So, thank you, Alan, for the presentation. I just wanted to mention again, this panel will be doing a weighted grading, and our sheets then will be analyzed by the AgLaunch team. And immediately at the end of these presentations, we're going to take about 3 or 5 minutes to collate all that data, and then we'll come back with the winner. So don't after this thing immediately stops, don't walk away, because we are awarding that $100,000 investment this evening. So, my first question to you is Alan, great job on the presentation. I really appreciate it. I know all of the work that went into, from the engineering perspective, to test a lot of those designs. How long has it taken you, and how many iterations has it taken you to come up with the latest cutter design?
Good question. I think we tried about 4 iterations. We tried to put a cutter on the gathering chains, cutting material. We tried to use notch blades. Works good in a lot of conditions. Come back to our booth 219 and show you some of that test results, or test components that we drive. Then we tried to notch discs, driving it with a single chain. But I could see what's happening there, and we spent time going up and down the field doing 1 row unit version on one end, 1 on the other, and then 6 rows and 6 rows to compare them day in, day out. We're extremely fortunate because Kopper Kutter Family Farms there runs 20,000 acres. We always run 4 headers together at the same time. A little lean towards the green, and then at least a Case IH head and some cross heads, and then AGCO heads built in Kansas, little parcels of those, and we have a good dealer buy, so we run those 2 along the way. But it really took us 4 iterations to get down to our final design. The ones we do the first year, we tell the guys, if you don't like it, bring it back, we'll give you your money back. Those that do have 1 or 2 or 3 prototypes out for 1 year, the next year we go back through them and do the final refinements to the location of the holes, positioning of the disc, the intermesh. But they're good parts. Good parts in there that we have boron material from Ingersoll blades that last 3 years now. All the longer we've been running, 2016.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Does anybody else on the panel have a question? Pass it down.
Alan, I'd like to ask, how is it received from sorting growers when you present this to them? What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, got anybody in here that's even members of the National Sorter Producers? We're kind of back east here, but anyway, we work with them well. They love it. J.D. Stewart, one of his comments, this is the best innovation. He bought 1 head and he called us and wanted 2 more this week, and then 2 more after that. He does the old 1293, but he can buy them for $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 versus $100,000 for a brand new one, and put the kits on. Well received by the NSP. We work with them. We donate about 8 row units to their national pack auction on. We'll be down in Orlando this year. We've done that three years in a row. That's a good way for us to get units out and people to try them and talk about them. Word of mouth has been good. Thank you.
My question is, how long does it last?
Well, that's our question. Ask me again in 5 years, I might be able to tell you.
So,
But
is it hot like?
while the steel discs are made for ground engagement, we're just up there working in prop materials. That cuts easier than running through the dirt all day. They ride about 12 inches above the ground, so we leave 12 inches of stubble to shade the ground in western Kansas, stop the wind from blowing and all that. So they are boron steel discs from Ingersoll. They're good, they're rugged. Occasionally a guy will tear one up by hitting the fence post or a press wheel or who knows what they did. But they're easy to replace. You can replace the disc individually or the whole sprocket with the disc on. But seriously, we know they'll run 3,000 hours because we got quite a few, 2,000 acres into there. Got something, Grant?
Can you speak to the competition and how you're different from your competition and better? Or do you have competition, I guess?
Well, it didn't show up at the last two farm shows. There are other manufacturers of headers out there. One of them tried to use a sickle across there, driving back and forth to cut crop. But if you have variable speed, most cornhead guys are running with variable speed. If you start bumping that from 450 up to 500, 600, a sickle going back and forth, it starts shaking pretty bad. And it'll break. This, rotary engine stuff, they can run and run. So you can crank that thing on up to 800 RPM on the feeder house, and it loves it. Just having things feeding in. Competition-wise, we like the position in. We are real happy with customers that run side by side. We've demonstrated them side by side to know that we have a good performer against the other 3 or 4 that are out there and have tried. But you know, if you go by their head, and we bought one of those competitions before we did this because we knew we wanted to get the higher cut. But it didn't have the reliability that we needed. There were similar issues and things. So,
Do you have one quick one?
How much more efficient is this than just running a platform with drinker style head for a mile?
yeah, we like to have guys run that test in comparison alongside. A lot of guys will do that. But you know, a lot of guys will have a Draper platform that they've been running before and then bring it in to a row crop. That can depend a little bit on the conditions. Sugarcane aphid, milo goes down, you got to cut it all at the ground, so you're bringing 36 feet, 3 foot a mile into that machine. That's a lot of load on the shoe. You lose the grain, you save the head. This system that Laura showed you some videos of getting, they had a bad storm. We were down in Amarillo a week ago and stuff, snow come through there, laid that crop all down. But those guys are using arrowhead and running 30-degree angle to the rows, back and forth, because it just stands it up so nice, picks it up, cuts it off, puts it in there. So
Very good. Now, I'd encourage you, if you have a chance, go by Alan's booth. He's got videos. He's got a lot of information. So thank you very much. Appreciate it.
thank you.